is Roguewing, Coraline, or Helen RD over at Starship Modeler. Welcome to the workshop. Alright, I'm going to take a break for a bit from the Enterprise. Let's face it, mean electronics, I don't like doing them. I like the end results, but I hate the work it takes to get to what you're trying to do. And there's some areas on the Enterprise build that I'm still kind of hedgy about. So, in the meantime, I'm going back to the bench with a different project. What I've got here is the old Italeri testers. It was the same kit, just depends on which boxing you picked it up in. This is the YF-23 Black Widow kit, 1/72nd scale. What I'm going to be doing with it, though, is I'm going to be turning it into something akin to the Avengers Quinjets from last year's movie, to go with the Changewind 1 build I did a while back. Now, to make the conversion from 1/72nd fighter to 1/144th transport craft, I'm going to do a few things. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the engines. I'm going to cut them off about here, and then move this whole section up forward, probably split it to make room for a boarding hatch setup. I'm going to chop a section out of the wings, probably using this line here as my guide, to give the impression of forward swept wings. I'll cut the fuselage as well. I'm going to move the nose section itself back, either cover the canopy as it sits now or redo from the ground up. The old kit canopy's badly fogged anyway. I mean, this thing I built originally about 10-12 years ago, so either way, the front end's going to get modified. The landing gear, I'm probably going to redo because the wheels from the old one, while they look alright at 1/72nd scale, don't look right for the 1/144th I'm shooting for here. So, that's where we're sitting before we get really started with this. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got some cutting to do. Okay, work is moving right along here. Let's move a couple things out of the way. The engines were cut off and then split apart using my Dremel cutting wheel in it. That's how I've done most of the major work on this thing so far. I've set it up to lay the engines in up closer and up higher, more akin to what we saw in the movie. Now, I freely admit, I'm making this up as I go. I'm still roughing in the cut for the new wing line. As you can see, actually I eyeballed it pretty close. I've cut out the fuselage here so I can shorten it. Now what I'll probably do with the nose, if I can avoid dropping it again, what I'll probably do with the nose is cut it off angled. Possibly still use the original canopy. Might bring that over here. Still use the original canopy only add some cockpit framing to it to make it simulate a larger cockpit. And of course I'll paint the glass in, because obviously we're not doing a 1/72nd scale bird here. But all in all, that's a couple of hours work. It's still got a ways to go. I'm glad it's kind of coming together. I didn't really have a set plan when I started on it, and I'm sure it shows, but it's gelling, which is making me feel better. Okay, been a busy day. I actually got more done today than I've gotten done in weeks in the Enterprise. At this point, I've got an idea how things are going to look here. Let me set these things in place. Got the nose moved back. Still have to put the canopy on and repaint the cockpit look. I've chopped the nose off on the front. Right now it's braced so that the seam back here has a chance to strengthen. Right now I've got it super glued in place. I may use the super glue to tack the engines on. We'll play that by ear. Of course, I've still got to figure out what I'm going to do fill-wise here, as well as the huge gaps here. But it's still progressing. I've got some nasty gaps down here on the sides to work with too, from the way I cut her open. But all in all, it's actually working fairly well. It'll look much more convincing as a smaller craft once I've got the cockpit covered again. But that's where we're sitting. Alright, at this point what I would call main assembly is basically done. The only thing I've really done at this point since the last shoot was I've actually glued the wing plates into play, the engines into place. Still haven't figured out exactly what detail I want to put in here to fill this out. Still got to go in, fill there. I've inserted a chunk from the cutoff I did to act as kind of a filler panel, basically to give me something to build the Aves onto. But then the rest of it is basically, I've got filling to do. Still got to do the landing gear and close off what used to be the missile bay. But all in all, my little experiment is actually working out pretty well.